Now, if there's one thing that I hate, I've stated it many times on this channel, is that I don't like to speak too much about politics. No, I do not. I do not care too much about politics, and I like to stay out of it as much as possible. But when people bring politics or political people that are absolute idiots like to come into my spaces, come into spaces that I enjoy and that I like to talk about a lot. And today, that has got to do with anime. Because we see, I'm going to show a clip in a second, and it goes for a few minutes, but I do have to show the whole entire thing for a little bit of context, and so we can talk about everything that he kind of goes over in what he says in the 3 minutes as well of this clip. Is that there's this far-right guy, and he decides to bring up the topic of anime. And he says that every single person who watches anime is a pedophile.
You know this Zoomer culture thing of the, I'm a cute, I just want you to know that if you're into anime, you're a pedophile. To be clear, if you watch those cartoons, if you read those comics, if your avatar is remotely associated with any kind of Japanese animation, you're a pedophile, you're a pervert, you're infantilized, you're sick and depraved. And I notice you talk a big game. A lot of the wingnats use anime avatars, and they're always how I'm a pussy and a cuck and shucking, and they're going to kick my ass. And you're all weak, loser, incel, virgin, pussy, pedophile, sickos. Because these gestures that come from Japan are the gestures of a child. Look at her cartoony fucking sweatshirt. Noses. That's the thing that bugs me the most.
For me, it's the thin lines and like, yeah, it just nothing looks solid. It looks weightless. There's
yeah. It's thin, wiry frames.
Right. I just could never do it. Dragon Ball Z was the closest I got, and they have thick lines. So I guess maybe that is my big problem.
All this, I hate their fucking explosions and the lines and everything. If you want to see the brilliant cartoons, this is a subject that doesn't go well for me. But people don't understand that I can hate superhero comics and not want you to read them, but I can also appreciate graphic novels and the incredible art behind them. That's a very tough sell. I understand. You don't come from where I come from. In Montreal, bande dessinée, being a cartoonist was like being in a band. Like we would meet and make shit together. But the sort of head nigga in charge of comics in Montreal was Chris Oliveros. And he published Drawn and Quarterly. And he just put out this graphic novel that is the best thing I've ever read. And it's called Are You Willing to Die for the Cause? We laughed at him when he started doing his own comics. He sucked. So he quit. He sold the publisher and he totally focused on becoming a good cartoonist. And now he's one of the best. Do you see what I'm talking about the lines? Like, look how thick they are and the amount of black he uses. And it's every frame is very substantial.
Now, before we get more into this video as well, I would like to state, I am not a far right person. I am not a far left person. As a matter of fact, I hate both sides just as much as each other. And this right here is a great fucking example. Is a great example of why I hate at least the far right. And I could make so many examples about why I hate the far left. And I mean, I might bring up them a little bit. And he kind of did, bring them up a bit as well, and talking about how the people who kind of go at him. But first, we're going to talk about his initial statement, saying that everyone who watches anime is a pedophile. Now, I don't know about this guy, but I can definitely tell that he 100% has just seen like the bare minimum and seen the worst of anime. Because I will give it to, I will say that there are some anime out there, and it's more under the terms of hentai or lolicon. And if you don't know what lolicon is, well, lolicon is when, it's Japanese style drawings and they're depicting women who are more of like a younger age. And when it comes to that stuff, lolicon is definitely where I draw the line. That stuff is 100% unacceptable. And there are some anime out there that are extremely weird. But when I think of anime, when I hear anime and Japanese like manga as well, I don't think about this fucking stupid shit anime. I think of Death Note, Attack on Titan. They mentioned the video, Dragon Ball Z as well, and recently my favorite, Berserk. Does any of these panels from the manga look like this is anything like that a child would watch, that a child would consume? Does this make me, because I read Berserk, that makes me a pedophile? Has this man even gone outside of his own little bubble? I mean, just because there's a few bad apples in the anime community, and even like he says, is that there's some people who go at him and they're, calling him a cuck and saying that they'll beat him up, is that, yeah, there are some people in the anime community, and that are probably on the far left who watch anime, that are definitely idiots. I would 100% agree that there are some people who are idiots. But just because there's a few bad apples in the anime, doesn't mean that because if you watch another anime, that automatically makes you a pedophile. You could say the exact same thing that when it comes to TV shows. I mean, just a few years ago, Netflix released probably one of the worst things in human history in Cuties. Does everyone remember Cuties? I did not watch this shit, and I never will watch this shit. But because that exists, does that mean that every single TV show that I watch that's live action and got people in it, that makes me a pedophile as well? Because that exists in the same realm? No, of course not. How? That is completely such a bullshit statement to make. And I like how he mentions graphic novels as well. And that's what a lot of the anime falls under. A lot of anime falls under graphic novels. I mean, you could consider Berserk as well to be a graphic novel. So many, I mean, look at this. I got Tokyo Ghoul here. If you read Tokyo Ghoul, you will see that there ain't no pedophile shit in that. Naruto's a great fucking anime. Amazing anime. Yeah, there might be like a couple like weird scenes here and there, but I mean, there's weird scenes in every type of media, no matter what it is. And I also saw, because this originally got posted on Twitter. He got posted on his Twitter page. He's called censored.tv, and he got, obviously, no fucking surprise whatsoever, community noted for this. And the community note right here is 100% true, saying animated is not a pedophilic as the subjects are fictional. It is the chosen primary narrative medium in Japan. Furthermore, engagement farming is not allowed as per X rules. This community note is to prevent verified accounts such as these from getting ad revenue from them. And then he replies to this. I can't believe. He puts in his comments of this Twitter, talking about how to rate this community note as unhelpful, trying to manipulate his audience to put a that had a very valid community note under his video, because this community note is helpful and it is a great community note. It is the primary narrative in Japan. Just because something's animated doesn't make it pedophilic whatsoever. To me, that is the most bullshit thing I've ever seen. And like I said, he's probably just seen a few bad apples. And I will admit, there are some weird ass people in the anime community. I mean, just look at the My Hero Academia fan base. I mean, there's a lot of people in that My Hero Academia fan base that I would never want to like come in within 10 feet of. 100, there's no chance whatsoever. But like I said, there's bad people in all communities. And I saw a lot of people make great examples of this in the replies of that exact tweet. And we're going to pull one up right here because there was a decent amount of it. But this is the main one right here, is that there was this tech reporter who he was very adamant on saying that anime is for pedophiles and to kill all gamers. Basically saying that video games and anime is pedophilic and is terrible and that it should be gone and it should be gotten rid of. And then guess what? It came out that he was charged with soliciting child sex online. That's right. Oh my God. Wow. Looks like some people just like to project things onto others. Isn't that right? So if I really put two dots together now, because I've seen this example of this guy who is shitting on the anime community and stating that anime is for pedophiles. So does that make it automatically mean that you're a pedophile? Because you're projecting onto others that anime is for pedophiles. So, do you have child porn on your computer? Because from the examples that you've given, from the way that you state things, from this example right here, it definitely seems like you do. But I'm more of a logical person, I think. And this is why I hate far left and far right people. Because they are so stuck in their fucking ways. In their ways. That they don't even like to think in the logical stance. They just react on emotion. And they don't really like to go outside their own bubble. But I would like to hear what you guys have to think about this down below. I think this guy is a complete wanker. 100%. I mean, to me, he just looks like he's trying to be Alex Jones and failing at it like completely. At least Alex Jones is somewhat entertaining. This guy just seems to me like a complete loser. No entertainment whatsoever. And he's just, yeah, I can't stand people like this whatsoever. No matter where on the political line that they are, I just think people like this are complete idiots. But yeah, that's it from me, guys. Peace out.